join me on this, which is theoretically the last episode of introducing characters into the campaign. We are doing this weird thing where instead of just having everybody show up at the inn or be on a quest, that I am railroading their characters pre-group meetup into the location that we are starting our campaign with. It's fun because they get to railroad players and maybe kill a couple. How awesome would that be if they go through all the trouble of making their characters just to have me murder them in cold blood right before we actually begin? I think that's a fantastic thing to do. What about you, Ron? Do you think it's fun to murder a player before the game starts? It's like shattering a glass of champagne on a ship before you set sail, I think.
I suppose that could be.
Still hitting some settings. And Toasty Cat doesn't have a player, so I can't kill that one. There we go. All right. So, David, why don't you introduce us to your character that I'm going to murder?
My character's name is Robert Plant. If that's not enough references for you, I've got another one coming later. I know, but I was gonna do a Jack Skellington joke when you asked me the character name, and then I sat down today to make my character and realized I did it months ago and had named him Rob. So, yeah, I totally forgot I made the character like 5 months ago. Robert here has been kidnapped and working for cultists lately in the arcane arts. He works in the arcane arts because he has a lost love and he's trying to bring her back, and he's stupid and got into the wrong kind of magic. He should have gotten into divine magic if he wanted to bring her back. But commoners don't know this stuff. So he thought the arcane would be the way to go, and if he just studied enough, he would find a way.
You need to get a job.
That makes it even funnier.
All right, David, go ahead and drop Bob Plant right where I put that torch.
I don't have a token on the map, so I can't see anything on the map to drop it wherever you put something.
I just hit shift-click, put it in the middle of the thing.
I just threw them out there because that's all I can do.
Oh, I'm on the wrong one there. All right. D&D's supposed to be happy, right? It's a place where we can get together, we can tell fun stories, we can share excitement. I'm a little confused, Lewis. I've been in the building for a few minutes now. I don't know why that late announcement of me being here just happened in Twitch. So anyway, so that's what we're getting together to do now. Ron, can you see now?
I can see where you're pinging. That's all I can see.
Gotta click all the buttons, cause I gotta make sure they're good. So can you see now, Ron? Yeah. Can you see now, Davi?
No. Yes, now I can see.
I think you're confused. I think you have the confusion. All right, we're playing D&D, folks. Let's focus it together. Bob Plant had an amazing life. What was your profession when everything was happy, Bob?
No, I didn't put any thought into that. Let me look at my skills real quick.
Bob was young.
I want to pick something that makes sense. I was a history teacher.
Bob was young, ignorant to life, like most history teachers I know.
I'm proficient in both deception and history, so yeah, I'm a history teacher.
He was married. He had a family. He thought he was going to be happy dappy. And then something happened to your wife. What happened to your wife, Bob?
My wife ended up dying. You know, I didn't put much thought into how she died. But
Was it dysentery?
Sure, she died of dysentery. Why not?
Never talk trash on a man named Terry.
Yep, she dysentery and then died. She was a bard.
So, Rob Plant took off on a quest. He's probably 22, 23, young, future ahead of him, excited. He's going to have children. His wife's going to have a great life. And she dies to some disease. Then Bob, upset, takes off on a quest. I got to find my wife. There's got to be a way to bring my wife. He can't imagine life without his wife. He has wholesale bought happy wife, happy life. Now that he has a dead wife, he's got no life. And he's hurt. It hurts him. So he's out and about, down on his lucks, and he's walking up the street. And I'll go ahead and let you role play this, but he's walking up the street, and he hears a guy. The guy goes, "Hey, hey, we're looking to make people's dreams come true. If you got a dream, tell us about it. Because we got gods who listen and grant your wishes." This is what you hear as you start walking up the street, desperate, sad, downtrodden.
So what do you have to do to get your dreams to come true?
Well, it depends. This human male with bright hair and glowing eyes puts his arm on your shoulder and he goes, "What kind of wishes do you got, brother?"
I would like to bring back my rose.
Like a flower.
No, like a wife.
Oh, you're trying to bring one back from the dead. Was she... Well, how did she die?
She died of a terrible disease.
Oof. Diseases are hard. But we might have a way. What would you do to bring your wife back?
I would do almost anything.
Well, let's kind of figure out what almost is. When you say almost, what's too much?
I haven't figured that out yet.
So what you're trying to tell me is, as far as you know, you do damn near anything.
Correct.
Well. Why don't we go ahead and do that? Well, here's the deal. Look, we've got many mighty wizards in our organization. And these wizards, for trade, would definitely be interested in helping out. But are you willing to do the work to do that?
I am absolutely willing to do the work to bring back my Rose.
Oh, are ya? Because if you are, I mean, and you really mean you are, we'll put you through some loyalty tests.
If you will bring her back, I will pass any tests that you can submit upon me.
Have you ever seen somebody cast a resurrection spell?
No.
Well, it's expensive. Do you have a lot of money? Because we'll do it for a donation.
I do not know.
Well, you say you don't have like 1,000 gold pieces just hanging out?
Am I dressed like I have 1,000 gold pieces?
No, quite frankly, you are the smelliest individual I've met today. So I tell you what, you come join the group, donate your services, we'll keep a ledger of the work that you've done, and when you've worked it off, we can cast a spell. Or teach you how to cast a spell.
That sounds perfect to me.
All right. All right. Welcome.
It is really easy to trick the desperate, you know?
Yeah. So,
I did.
anyway, you spend the next few years serving the cult. You do all sorts of stuff. And to be honest, for the first time in a long, long time, you start to feel as a part of something. Now, some of their ideas are kind of crazy, and you haven't even heard all the central ideas yet, but some of their ideas and some of the tasks are just a little weird. But you really appreciate the camaraderie. When you want to talk about your sweet Rose, well, they listen. And they share stories of loved ones they've had. And they grieve your loss with you as a friend would do. And you start to develop friendships. You build connections and you get to know these people as individuals. You spend time doing work for these people. And as time goes on, honestly, the work is a little less weird and a little bit more life. For example, you have been relocated recently to this castle up north. And you're kind of in the catacombs of the castle, and you do a lot of hustling back and forth, and you bring goods from in the basement up to the scribes, and you spend time in town sparkling, much like the guy who recruited you into the cult. You spend your time in recruitment. One of your very best friends. Hold on. Let me find them. I can't find them. I had them right here. One of your very best friends is going with you one day. And you guys are both in the basement. And you were asked to retrieve some documents. And so he comes in to get you in the morning. And he goes to walk with you as you both go to retrieve the documents and take them up to the top floor. And he comes in the door and he goes, "Oh, hey man, how you doing? It's been a little bit since I've seen you."
You've been dying to use that voice, haven't you?
I've used that voice every week in several games. How you doing down here? Look at all this fish I just caught.
I don't know the character's name that's talking to me, Ricky, so you're gonna have to say it to me.
His name's Cletus.
How are you doing today, Cletus?
Oh, hell, I'm as peachy as a plum in Georgia. Hey, we gotta go get some documents, right?
Absolutely.
Hell yeah, what have you been doing?
Just working for our religious group here, recruiting new members.
Yeah, they've been trying to get us to do it. How many people you gotten recently? Go ahead and give me a percentile dice roll.
$45.
I wanted a middle roll. That's great. Man, I don't know how you get all them people to keep signing up for everything. You're slickering out shit, man. That's just wonderful to see. I keep trying to do it, but I'm about as worthless as gum on a boot heel. I just can't get them to join up.
It helps when you can use magic to imitate voices.
I got fish. That's pretty magical.
As I basically openly say, I deceive them.
Yeah. Man, I've been running all over Hell's Half Acre trying to find people, and I barely get one or two, and that's why they usually keep me down here in the basement gathering stuff. We're out there on the lake fishing. I'll tell you what, though, that's enough yapping for me. Why don't you go ahead and grab that torch? As soon as that jerk DM makes it something you can move. And why don't we go ahead and head over? You lead the way. It's
Where
west
are we
of here.
going?
You know that you would head west and go south. Give me a perception check while you're in here.
I'm rocking it out with my mighty 2.
You're just busy catching up to your best friend Cletus, who is Toasty Cat's favorite character that I've ever used in a game ever. Remember, we're going to keep heading towards the southwest area. Not so fast. You got to go a little slower. There we go. All right, make a dexterity saving throw.
$14.
Oh hell, man! Watch out! Cletus shouts as basically a rat trap goes off and snaps under your foot, dealing 1 point of damage to you. Oh hell, man! I think they caught the wrong rat today. He says as he reaches down to kind of help take that trap off your foot. You gotta be a little bit more careful, brother, when you walk around like that. Go ahead and give me another perception check.
Won't you just say fail another perception check? I'm rocking it out with another 2.
Holy crap, bro.
Back-to-back critical fails on perception checks.
You hear some squeaking.
Obviously, I don't hear squeaking with my perception check of 2.
Well, you hear them now that they've run out at you.
Okay, I'll give you.
If you had a better perception check, you would have realized they were coming at you, brah. Go ahead and give me an initiative unless you don't want to fight the rats.
I got a 21.
Yeah, you choose to roll good for one thing at least.
If I'm gonna roll good for one thing, it better be initiative.
As soon as Cletus sees the rats, he runs away.
What a good friend.
I'm sorry, man, I got a thing. He's your best friend, isn't he?
What a loser.
All right, Bob Plant. It's your turn.
I'm gonna back up to right there. And miss that one with a firebolt.
You might miss him. Yep.
With an AC 9. And then I'm going to use the rest of my movement to back up more.
Good thing you did that. Speed, 45 feet.
For rats?
Yeah.
That sucks.
No, they have 20 feet.
Well, that's good. And of course they double move to me.
Yeah, why wouldn't they?
Well, if they're hungry, that's the plan, is get there to eat me.
You hear somebody scream from the distance, "Oh, hell no!" As you see a hand crossbow bolt careen into one of these rats, killing it.
Well, I probably don't see it because it's outside my vision range with my
You
mighty
see,
torch.
you barely see it. It scurries on the outside of your range.
I'm just saying I don't see it in the tokens.
Oh, it's your turn, Mr. Plant.
I'm going to fire a firebolt at this one.
At which one?
AC 19.
Which one did you hit?
This one here.
Okay.
And then
I
I'm
would-
going to move.
I would remind you that even though it's on the very outside of your vision and you probably have disadvantage on it, on that attack, it does seem to have a hand crossbow bolt sticking out of it.
Well, I don't see an update on its hit points, so I thought it was fully healed up.
Nope, I just put an X on it.
Then that's not the one I'm aiming for.
There we go.
Yeah, I was aiming at that one. If there's an X on it, then I'm hitting that one.
The one behind?
Yeah,
All right.
and then I'm going to move. Hey, look, a friend.
Oh yeah, man, what'd you do to make all them rats? You got to start cleaning up down here better.
I'm working on it. Apparently, the mouse traps aren't working. And I'm done. Crap.
Cletus looks like he's trying to keep himself alive. It's your turn.
What a helpful little friend I have there. Well, I'm gonna toll the dead on this one because I don't want to get disadvantage on the range spell. DC 11 Wisdom save.
The lowest save ever.
And it crit its save.
Yeah, it did.
My intelligence is 12. Leave me alone. All my ASIs are going into intelligence, so the characters are going to be really easy to progress.
Wow.
I love these attacks you're making there, Ricky.
First of all, that was negative of you. This is the first one.
That
I
was
haven't hit the
not.
dice for.
That was not negative. I'm being encouraging and telling you that I love it.
Cletus exclaims in a loud voice and goes, "She's meaner than a wet panther, man. Watch out for these little rats. They're trying to eat me up." It's your turn again.
I'm gonna try to toll the dead on that one again.
Let me get another nat 20.
DC 11 Wisdom save.
Or 14.
Cowbell does not seem to be working.
These rats are too wise. Ooh. Ow, shit! Cletus exclaims as he gets bitten by a rat.
Wait, so the AC 12 hits, but the AC 19 doesn't? Or the AC 18 doesn't?
No. I think you're confused. So, Cletus whaps back. Maybe. Rolling the dice, rolling the dice, rolling the dice. There we go. Oh my gosh. Cletus takes his little group of fish, which is why I gave him -2, and swings it at the rat, and he just completely, like, a couple of the fish were alive piranhas and devoured the rat as he did it. It's your turn, Bob.
I'm gonna shoot a firebolt at that one.
Remember the
AC
disadvantage. That works.
No, this one.
It doesn't matter. You're in melee.
I thought you could shoot out of melee.
I thought so too.
I thought it was really stupid that way, that you can be in melee and shoot out of melee without disadvantage.
No, yeah, it's if disadvantage.
Notice my subtle protest of the dumb rule.
It is. Yeah. The idea is, I mean, they make a feat somewhere to get rid of it. Either way, 18 or 18 hits. Natural 20. Natural 20. Natural 20.
I just looked it up from right.
You're wrong. It says a spell or some other means you have disadvantage on an attack roll if you're within 5 feet of a hostile creature who can see you and is not incapacitated. You also take 1 hit point of damage.
Damage noted.
Yeah. But it's right there in that bottom part of the quote that you typed in there.
Yep.
Also, your turn again.
Well, seeing as I'm going to have disadvantage anyway, I'm going to shoot that one. I hit AC 4.
No, you miss.
No, I hit AC 4.
Nope. Nope. AC4 stands there proudly and you whip right by it. Yeah. It's funny because the bite's damage, you hit 1 piercing damage. It's never going to do more than 1. It's going to be a slow death.
Well, isn't that fantastic?
Yep. I'm not even going to kill you
I'm
fast.
gonna get
I'm just gonna kill you slow.
I'm gonna get slowly eaten by rats over the course of the next 2 hours. Your damage is noted, sir. I'm at 8. This character is the first one I ever rolled an 18 on stats, so I'm starting the campaign with a 20 con.
Beautiful.
Being a wizard, of course, I had to put my highest stat in con. And my next highest stat in Dax. So that left me with a 12 intelligence.
Sorry. I'm Googling something real quick. Alright. You making another attack?
Sure, why not?
Alright, you're gonna rise. Cletus, choose your arm against.
Either that or I could just stand there and die.
It's true. Cletus is like, you got him, buddy. Step on it. Ew, it's so gross.
I hit AC 4 again.
You love. Isn't that the 4th natural one you've gotten?
That is the 4th natural one I've gotten in this campaign. Thank you very much. I'm doing great.
We have been playing this campaign.
I've been playing this character for a grand total of less than 45 minutes, and I've gotten 4 natural ones. I'm doing great. And I almost played a halfling. I should have went with that. I don't need disadvantaged in this. I can miss all on my own.
I was reading up on Crossbow Expert in the gunner feat with casters. Look, the rat hits AC 4. You've been missing AC 4. Your turn. Cletus goes, will you just kill him? Stop playing around. You know you can do it.
No, I'd rather hit AC 4 again for the third time in a row.
That is literally 3 nat 1s in a row.
Yeah, 3 nat 1s in a row. And
all right,
2...
I'm gonna lay this. I'm gonna guarantee you don't get a natural 1 again. If you get a natural 1 on this next roll, I'm gonna go into your character sheet and raise something else up to 18.
Now I'm kind of hoping for a natural 1.
Yeah,
of course, Ricky will be a deck and raise my charisma to 18, and it will be hilarious.
I mean, possibly.
I would be good with that because I'm proficient in deception, so that would actually be beneficial.
Confused by your inability to attack it, the rat bites you again for another point of damage.
Ow.
Cletus is now pointing at the rat going, it's right there, bruh.
Oh, I hit AC 17.
You killed the rat.
I was kind of hoping for the natural 1 at this point.
If you get 2 more natural 1s in a row, I'll increase. I'll increase one of. I can't pronounce the character's name, but Rick's character stats. Are you bleeding a little bit? That fight was a little harder than it should have been. It's a good thing I didn't go with spiders.
Yeah, if it was spiders, I'd be dead, and we'd be like, all right, tune in next week.
I told y'all I was going to kill him. All right, so the rats die. Sorry about that. I was typing. I had to type my assistant. The rats die. Cletus goes, "Hell, man, what you doing?" And he goes, "Here, drink this." And he holds a flask towards you.
I'm gonna go ahead and drink it.
You gain 3 hit points back. Also, it tastes like hooch.
Gaining back 3 hit points put me at almost full health. I thought the goal was to kill me. Why are you healing me?
Oh my, I have such an epic way to kill you, pointed out. All right, man, let's go and get some documents. Come on, let's go. Over here, we gotta get them documents.
Ricky apparently hasn't figured out how to do doors and the dynamic lighting yet.
I'm too lazy. But I have learned how to squish you two together real close. You can clear some really good friends.
I know how to pick up both the torch and my token at the same time, so I'm doing good.
All right. So here's the dealio. You come in. There is a ton of crap on the ground. Books, scrolls, all sorts of stuff. And you know you're looking for a very specific set of documentation. So you're going to go ahead and start looking for that. Do me a favor, though, while you're looking for it, I'm going to be a jerk to you because you got 5 natural runs it away. And you're also trying to draw on my board, which drives me nuts. And go ahead and tell me a story about Robert Plant's young life. Just a story. Share a story that happened to your character, maybe with your wife. A moment that you remember whenever you're missing her.
Why do you gotta put me on the spot like that? I hate when you do that.
No, I told you specifically. And I didn't do this to anybody else, just you.
I know, I'm the new Rabbit John. I already know that's coming.
No, you're not quite the new Rabbit John. I have a lot to mess with the other Rick about, the lesser Rick.
So what am I supposed to be telling you the story about?
Any story that happened with you and your wife that you remember when you're sad.
Oh, see what he does when he's sad. And he's messing his wife. He uses the minor illusion spell to imitate her voice and replace conversations he's had with her.
Well, go ahead and have one of those conversations. Let's hear it.
Basically talks to himself with minor illusion and using her voice to do it.
Perfect. Do it. Let's hear it.
I hate you. You know that, right?
I know.
I don't have a voice for her yet.
That's fine.
So he's going to be remembering when he made flower beds for her and showed them to her for the first time. He says, "Rose, you must come here and see what I have made for you." She says back to him, "No, I'm busy." "No, seriously, you have to come see this." "Why do you always do this to me? I'm in the middle of doing something. You can see I'm in the middle of doing something." "Yes, but you have to see. Come here. This is important." "Fine. I'm on my way." I know, Rose sounds like my wife.
I'm never going to make that joke because I know your wife.
Yeah, because this is actually something my wife would do to me too. No, I don't care that you did something nice for me. Leave me alone. I'm putting away the dishes. After a brief pause, which nobody around can understand why there's a lapse in the conversation. But what's going on is in his head is he's walking her to the flower beds and he goes, "Look, I've made these for you." She looks and says, "That's very sweet of you. Why did you pick tulips?" "Because they're your favorite flower." And she says, no, they're not. I told you I hate tulips. I like calla lilies. You fucked it up again, didn't you? Yeah, I did kind of fuck that up. Here, I'll fix it. And he proceeds to dig up the tulips. And says, I knew I had a 50-50 shot. I knew one of them was the important one and the other one you hated. She goes, yeah, but you tried, and that's the important part. And it does look really good with the wrong flowers in it. How was that, Ricky?
Well,
every guy hearing that story can relate.
Fucking sad right now. That's what's going on.
I've done that to my wife too. Is that I remember what she hates and what she likes most, and then I can't remember which one was which. Fuck.
So anyway, why don't we take a 5-minute break so we can all cry into our pillows?
My character is a very sad character. He misses this moment.
Alright, so you've gotten the documents now. And it's time to go back. You're heading back. Now, you need to go to the top floor. Things feel weird. Give me another perception check. If you get a natural 1, everybody in the next campaign starts the next session with advantage.
I got a 12.
I'm just going to start promising positive things for your natural 1s, and that way the rest of your teammates want you to fail. I'm going to use the peer pressure to turn you into Rabbi Jang. So, everything feels weird.
So it feels like your face.
You hear, oh, that wasn't even that good of a burn. You can do better. The atmosphere in the room feels odd. You're hearing some weird noises come from beyond all the doors. Nothing feels normal. You feel a pressure. Like if you've ever watched anime and like somebody that's super powerful shows up and they're like, whoa! And the other people are like, the spiritual pressure is immense coming from that one, like Bleach. That's what you feel. You feel that somebody very powerful is somewhere near.
Well, that's handy.
Hell, maybe it's the head sorcerer who's going to come help you resurrect your very endearing and loving dead wife.
That's true.
I'm starting to think she did die from dysentery. Terry wasn't putting up with that crap.
Next story about the wife will be way better.
All right. So you continue on your way, right?
Yes.
You're heading upstairs, but you haven't been upstairs in a little while. Things look a little out of sort and different, so I would just be careful.
I want to point out that my character has the flaw that every time he enters a room, he looks at the ceiling first.
Why is that? That's not a flaw. That's just a weird behavior. That's not on your character sheet.
No, that was a different character. No, this one has no sense of humor.
Correct. All right. Definitely going to booby trap the ceiling now.
Which I think is a really cool flaw, by the way, is you always check the ceiling first. Which means I'll just trap the floor on the character.
All right, so you're gonna head up. Oh, look. I would slowly start heading up if I was you. Buddy?
I get to this T intersection. Which way am I supposed to go?
I don't know.
Oh, then I'm just going to explore.
Yes. I fixed it. You can't go through walls anymore, I don't think. Holy cow.
I can't move anymore either.
Is that better?
That fixed it.
Go ahead and give me a dexterity save. Right there.
22.
You manage to duck out of the way as you see a homemade trap with the stick with the spikes on it comes flapping around about waist height, which is good because you almost had your egg scrambled. Ron, look in your Discord.
So what are these bars?
That's where the trap kind of is hanging.
So I'm gonna head down and check out that room.
All right, you come down. It looks like go ahead and make a little more. There we go. One more. Looks like a barracks.
Boring. This is a place for fighters. I'm leaving.
Pause.
Yeah, you're not getting me mimic shit in that room.
You
Is
worried
that
about
Tom?
Good reference. You hear rattling as you see a lone skeleton coming down the hall towards you.
I look up at it and I say, "Good day, friend."
It does not look friendly.
I don't care. He's going to be my friend one day. Have you seen Tim?
It starts to advance towards you.
I know I'm rolling initiative.
All right. You feeling strong?
Torch me.
You should probably redo initiative.
There. Perfect in every way. I roll a 7.16 with the torch, and I roll a 7.16 with the character. What more do you want out of it? At least I'm consistent.
It's going to pick up a crossbow, a short bow, and shoot a bow at you. Missing. You're not the only one who can roll natural ones.
You're doing great, Ricky. I appreciate all your help.
Your turn.
I'm going to shoot a firebolt at it and hit AC 15.
Oh, too bad AC 15 is not enough. No, that hits.
Then I'm going to move.
You did 9 fire damage to it. Where are you moving?
Right there. Actually, no, I'll go there.
Coming around the corner of the skeleton.
A smart player would have counted squares and gotten themselves 35 feet from the skeleton. I, however, am not.
Shoots again, showing the natural one. I wish this wasn't whispered so you could see him. I've now done 2 natural ones in a row. Your turn.
I'm going to hit AC 22 with a firebolt.
For 5 damage?
For 5 damage.
The skeleton collapses on fire as its tattered clothes erupt into flame. you've got a horrible feeling in the pit of your stomach, and you feel existential dread creeping towards you. Where are the people? There's usually people here.
I'm going to go ahead and move forward and pick up the skull and put it in my backpack and go, this will come in handy later.
All right. It's 7:06. Let's actually take a little quick break.
Okay, I can create a login for the Twitch so I can talk to people.
Cool. Create a login. Ron, you got some break music coming up? All right. Are we good to go to break? Perfect. I'm going. Cat, don't go anywhere. You're going to see me kill a player.
Hey there, Guildies, you've made it to the mid-roll, the part of the show where we take a minute to thank you for listening. As always, you know where to find us at dotvpodcast.com. You can watch the live streams now on twitch.tv/dotvpodcast, and you can find a link to our Discord community there. We're on Facebook and Twitter at dotvpodcast. And make sure that you like and subscribe, follow, rate, review, do all of the things at all of the places that you can possibly interact with us, because that way it'll help other people find us and help build our community. Be sure to check out our alternate streams on Friday nights at 9 p.m. Eastern and Sunday nights at 7 p.m. Eastern. Those are two other games featuring members of this cast in something completely unrelated to this show. So go check that out, and we hope to see you there. We hope to have you in chat. Come chat with us while we play. You could potentially become part of the narrative. Alright. With that said, Guildies, I'm out. There's a cat in the chat. And let's get back to the show.
One quick thing. Crossbow expert will get rid of disadvantage in melee. Another thing. What do you call it when a necromancer has an issue raising the dead? Resurrectile dysfunction. Huh?
I apologize, audience.
1 in 3 necromancers at some point in time will experience. All right, back to other creepy feelings.
They have little black pills for that, though. I'm assuming because they're necromancers, the pills are black and not blue.
See your local cleric. David, I think it's a good time to talk to you about something. Sometimes in D&D, jerk DMs will put you in fights you're not supposed to win, you know?
I absolutely understand that. My way I explain it to players is that we're working together to tell a story, and sometimes the story that we tell is episode 4 of Star Wars, and sometimes the story we tell is Rogue One. So sometimes you're all gonna have to die.
Why don't you go ahead and share that next story about your wife?
So he begins to remember taking his wife on the first date, and then standing on the porch and playing the "Give Me One More Kiss" game for about an hour before he finally goes to walk away and leave, and turns back and gives her one more kiss.
Are you trying to make up for how horrible the first story was with a really sweet second story?
These are all true stories, by the way.
For you,
not all with the same person, but they are all true stories with me.
You might want to not. Don't. Is she still listening?
Who? My wife? No, she doesn't listen to me play D&D anymore.
I miss playing D&D with your wife. She was one of my favorite, even though she's tried to kill me 2 times. Successfully killed me once.
My favorite story with her is that she spent 3.5 hours making a warlock, and I went over every little detail of the character with her, and I helped her out immensely in making this character. And we were playing Tomb of Horrors. She played the character for 15 minutes, and it died. It says I'm already following it.
Go ahead and hit perception check again for me, Davi.
Rocking out with the Force tonight.
Did you get a 1 on perception?
No, I got a 4.
But that's a natural 1.
That's a natural 1 on an attack roll. I have a +3 to... No, I have +1 to perception. So I have to roll 3 to get a 4.
Okay, I was like, it's not red. Yeah, if you manage to squeak in a natural 1 on a required roll, so you can't just spam rolls until you get it, I will start out everybody with inspiration at the beginning of next episode. So, you hear rumbling. You can't really decipher it. I can't even give it. It's a 4. If you'd at least done a 10, I could have pretended. Go ahead and keep making your way downtown.
Yeah, I perceive nothing, so there's no reason for me to stop walking.
Right. Hold on. Wait right there for a second. Go back one left. Go to the left one more.
I see a jar right there.
Behind you, you hear and smell what you know to be a ghoul. This is just in the work you've done with the necromancers and the occult. You also know that there should not be ghouls down here, and even if the ghoul was supposed to be down here, that's bad for you because they're hard to control.
I'm gonna have to let them know that there's a ghoul running around. I'm gonna roll initiative to kill it.
Are you gonna attack the ghoul?
Well, I'm going to do the runaway attack. I got 18 on my initiative. This is probably going to fail horribly because, I've seen this happen many times and they run right into another fight.
I mean, I have a cooler way to kill you than a ghoul.
I'm going to miss with a firebolt on an AC 9. And then I'm going to move.
Go ahead and move.
Okay, I'm out of movement. Now this ghoul's gonna ramble down the hallway at me.
Ghouls just wanna have fun.
Oh, I didn't realize it was my go. I thought you double moved.
I did double move.
I'm gonna hit AC 6.
Mm-hmm. Unfortunately, that's not its AC. And you hear the ghoul laughing as it says, "Run."
Out of movement. You know, as a DM, I've seen players do this before, and it always ends badly, and here I am doing it.
Yeah. Yeah, you is.
So can I fire at him around that corner?
I mean, he's got cover.
I would say he has 3/4 cover if I was
And-
the DM.
And it looks like you're firing off into darkness because that light doesn't really cover a lot of them. It's going to be hard. You're rolling at disadvantage with cover.
AC 21. Why is
How
it
come
when
you-
it's really hard, I do it, but when it's supposed to be really simple and easy, I fail?
I was just about to complain about that. Like, that was a ridiculously hard shot, you jerk.
And I do 10.
Yeah, no, I saw. It's noted. Let me double check. Make sure there's nothing I need to worry about. Ooh, he has immunities. All right, you gonna move?
See? And that's why it never ends well. And I move there for my 30 feet. That was 25, that square there. So I backed up to 30. Which is why I absolutely love the dynamic lighting, by the way.
It's nice, right?
I know, I just gotta teach you how to do doors.
This is a map somebody else made. Your turn.
I'm gonna miss with an AC 10 on that one. Yay, ghouls are gonna kill me now. That is a really big ghoul there, Ricky.
It doesn't even, it walks calmly up to you. You kind of hear it laughing. Woo! Woo! You take 5 slashing damage, and I need you to make a Constitution saving throw. Please get more than a 10.
$11.
Is it because I said please?
Absolutely, because you said please. Why else would I do it?
All right, you got to do some damage to it. Go for it.
I gotta do some damage fast. But this is gonna be the end of the session. I'm gonna hit him with my quarterstaff because I'm not gonna have disadvantage with that.
Mm-hmm.
AC 17, and I'm swinging two-handed, which I kind of screwed myself with it, but I would have done that anyway. For
So
4.
you hit him for 5.
4.
Why 4?
Because if you read underneath the
I
5
see.
bludgeoning, one-handed, bludgeoning him two-handed. As I point at the screen like you can see me.
I saw you point at the screen. That's what made it good for me. So you hit it, and it kind of it hits, and part of its lower jaw falls off, and it drops the limb that it was chewing on, and it kind of points at you to go down the hallway the way that you're going. It says, run. And it's your turn.
I'm gonna smack him on the quarterstaff two-handed. AC 19 for 5. Damn it. I'm gonna risk the attack of opportunity. Now I can't run. What a dick.
They both point down the hall where the ghoul just came from. And it says again, run. And the ghoul above you points to the documents you have, and it says, give.
Weird. But I can't get by because he's occupying a space I need to go through.
He would let you buy if you pay the admission, which is the documents that you possess.
Yeah, but I don't know that, so he has to get out of the way.
What do you do for your turn?
Well, he wasn't standing there at the start of my turn, so I was going to start moving north, but then you decided that they get to move during my turn.
You didn't say you moved.
I was getting ready to, and then you started moving people around.
Okay, move your people. Are you stopping there?
Yeah, I'm stopping here.
Then they make the same demands. The one below you says run. This one mirrors it at the exact same time. It's almost like they speak with the same voice. Now that you can see them down the two hallways, they open their mouths and they both speak and echo the same tone, same inflection, same accent, same voice at the same time.
I'm going to see if he'll let me by as I go to walk past him.
As you get closer, his hands move towards your papers.
No, he can't have the papers.
As you get up to him, he stands in front of you with his arms towards your papers, and he says again, give.
Fuck it, I'm going to give him the papers.
Do you?
Yeah.
Then he gets out of your way.
I'm at 5 hit points. There's 3 of them. You know, there comes a point they just got to fall in line.
See, I'm jacking your character, kind of. You slowly start to make your way. Do me a favor, David. Let me put you on the spot again, because, you know, you love it when I do that to you. What's a fond memory of being in the cult that your character would have had?
See, I have no sense of humor, so there are none.
Nah, I'm not getting off with that. No sense of humor doesn't mean you don't enjoy things, or you aren't contented by things. So what's the most enjoyable experience you would have had while you were in the cult? Or an enjoyable experience?
First of all, we're not a cult. We're a religious group that worships an offbeat god.
That's fair. You've been washed very good.
And don't be mean to our dear leader.
It's a dear leader. What's something else that you, do you have what kind of stuff would you have been doing? What type of work do you imagine your character have been doing in the cult?
For the cult?
For your religious organization.
I kind of see myself as somebody that would be making documents and recording the history of the cult and the actions and doing research into the arcane to unlock various secrets, which I'm terribly bad at.
Now, while you were doing research for the arcane, while you were doing some of those documents, while you're doing laundry, you did notice a few things that you probably chose to ignore. Where did you get the subjects of the experiments from? Right? Where did you get the resources? What about the stories of plundering and looting? What about the slave trade? These are things you kind of pushed aside because your group, your religious organization wouldn't do that to harm innocent people. You wouldn't harm people. Matter of fact, they brought you in. They welcomed you in with open arms to try to help you find your rose.
Our dear leader has a plan, and this is what he needs us to do to accomplish the plan. Who am I to question it?
But in your heart, you wonder to yourself, would Rose be happy at the way to which you're going to bring her back? Would she be happy at the evils you let happen to achieve that goal?
No, I'm not thinking about that at all.
Oh, you did. Oh, yes. There's a part of you, a little voice you keep stifled in the back of yourself that goes, is this right? Now, how you react to that is completely up to you.
I'm going to be ignoring that.
That's fine. That's fine. Now, this adventure, much like Rick's adventure, it doesn't take place at the same time everybody else's adventure does. Right? This is more timey-wimey, wibbly-wobbly stuff. And unfortunately, it's a little shorter, but it's about over. Do you want to hear how this ends, David?
Yeah, go ahead.
You run upstairs, a little terrified by these ghouls. You've given up the documents, but you don't think you're going to be in trouble for that because ghouls, right? Who let the ghouls out? Woof, 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 woof.
I was about to do the exact same thing.
It's because we're old. So, you come upstairs and you see, you see just a horrific scene unraveling in front of you. You run up, you hear commotion, you kind of wander around the castle for a little bit, and you finally make your way towards the front gate. And as you come running up to the front gate, you see just a massive, almost, it looks like 7-foot tall set of black armor, just wielded by this horrific paladin from hell. And you recognize him because who wouldn't? That's one of the defenders of the Veil. I believe his name was Rith. Is that what I named the paladin?
Oh, that fucking guy.
And he's standing there, almost on a pile of dead bodies from cultists. Just as they come running, hacking him down by the dozens. There's literally over 100 dead bodies slain at the feet of this paladin. And as you look, his eyes, which are normally spoken to grow with the golden importance of his god as he swings his two-handed sword with justice, so that golden glow is slowly turning into almost a neon green energy. He's not even what's terrifying. The pressure you felt doesn't even come from him as he's standing atop a pile of your partners in life, your religious group members, as he's standing upon their dead bodies. It's not even him which terrifies you, but it's what's past him. Past him, you see what should be considered weak and frail. You see a young man clothed in dark robes, eyes alit with green power, energy pulsing, standing upon runes and casting. Several of your cultist members try to make it past to interrupt the caster, each time being cut down by the Dark Paladin Rith's blade. At least 200 bodies lay at the gate. This single paladin has taken out at least 200 bodies. And what's even more horrifying is this: not only is this necromancer casting these spells, but beyond him is a long army of thousands of undead. In the sky, you see a Dracolich flying. You hear words of power being chanted. And then you see the most horrifying sight you've ever seen. As green tendrils of life force are being ripped from everybody around you and being sucked in towards the necromancer. How many hit points do you have left?
I have 5.
You take 5 hit points of life drain. You collapse on the stairs, along with everybody else who was standing near you, all in unison. This is where you start to make your death saving throws. Unfortunately, you're still awake and you feel every pain. Your vision tunnels. You feel your blood pressure, your blood pulsing through your veins, and you feel the beat. You remember when you met your wife? Remember when you joined the cult? You remember why you do what you do every day and your mission to bring her back. Imagine your character almost feels a wrath and anger at somebody interrupting your life's purpose. You can't bring your wife back to life if you are dead. Make a death saving throw.
I got 12.
You cough. You kind of claw at the stone and you start to try to push yourself back up. You can't bring your wife back to life if you are dead. A wave of energy radiates from the necromancer. The Death Knight, noticing no more attackers come, as his master has completely started to drain the life from every living being within a radius of God knows how much, shoves his sword into the ground, severing several spinal columns as he goes through the bodies of those slain at his feet, and stands there glaring, keeping a faithful watch over his master as his master completes his ritual. You remember your first argument with your wife. Make a death saving throw.
I got a 4.
It's 1 fail, 1 success. Another wave of radiant energy pulses out from the necromancer, and he looks around for the first time as he starts to notice, and his visage is horrifying because there's a very young and youthful face. This necromancer is very young, doubtful old enough to buy alcohol in the common world we live in today. But with such power is draining their life. The green energy that's being sucked in from everybody around coalesced into a visage of a skull in front of his youthful and very calm face. His brow furrows in concentration. Get done. You remember the first time you met Cletus. Hey man, did I ever tell you about how snakes are poisonous? Get done. Make a death saving throw.
I got 10. I believe a 10 is a pass.
A 10 is a pass. You have 2 successes, 1 fail. You didn't think I was going to make it through like 5 episodes without putting that joke on you, did you, Ron? Another pulse. You start to cough. You start to push yourself up to a feet. I know, guys. I know people listening who know the rules. I know that it takes 3 successful saving throws for people to get up. But shut up. This sounds cool, doesn't it? Another pulse as you start to push your face off of the pavement, and you look and you think to yourself, if I can just get to explain, if I can just tell him why I can't die here. Another wave of green energy pulses through the castle. The grass is gone. It's wilted. The trees you can see beyond the necromancer have died, the fruit going barren into black, empty corpses of trees. Make another death saving throw.
I got a 9 for a 2 and 2.
I just want to point out I did not spend money and give Roll20 cash to make it go to the distance. I didn't know it was going to give me a full count, but I love it.
I do love that it's a full count.
2 pass, 2 fails. You start to stumble. You actually stand up and you trip to your knee. You Spud. You lean against the wall and you try to cry out, and all that happens is blood coughs out of your lungs. You reach towards him, pleading, begging, because if you're dead, she can't live. Give me another saving throw as a green pulse of energy comes out. Man, if you get a natural 20, it'll be the
I got a 6.
And you feel, finally, as a final pulse of energy pulls your spirit from your body. It gets sucked in. Everything goes quiet.
Shit, now I have to make a new character. This is a new character.
The necromancer stands up. The Death Knight prepares as the necromancer walks up to him, entering the castle. As it gets closer, the very last thing you see with your mortal eyes is that the face of the once youthful and vibrant necromancer has paled away. It is now just a skull and robes, the visage of a lich. As the lich goes to walk by you, claiming its new home, it pauses. It looks down. As your existence fades away, you hear the lich go, "I see you." And then everything ceases to exist. You die.
I haven't met Spud yet.
Well,
You guys
you never will, you dead bitch.
I guess not.
Wow.
I know him now.
I didn't know.
Can't
I
believe
know
I
Spud was
did the
playing the
introductory episodes.
All right, guys. All right, let me do this. You guys awaken. Chained up to each other in a quarry. As you guys look around, Wally and Izzy recognize each other, but Eremolian has no idea who's going on, and Paige is very confused. You guys are chained together, and you see groups being led away and being forced into a slave and forced to labor. You guys are given the tools of the trade. And being led to an area where you're supposed to work stone.
Guys, I'm not sure what's going on here, but just know I'm okay with it.
Alright, what's all this then? Where they got me all these blokes chained up now? I can't believe it.
Oh boy.
Did you just quantum leap us, Rick?
That doesn't sound like something I would do.
Was that on purpose?
That absolutely sounds like something you would do.
Quantum Leap is that show, right?
Yeah, it's a show.
Yes, it is.
Okay.
How you doing,
Yeah,
Flippy
you
boy? I
guys-
haven't talked to you in forever.
It's that shit.
So you guys wake up. You guys are chained up in your tomb. The only thing that's weird is there is one person chained up with you that none of you guys also that all of you guys recognize. And you hear a voice go, "Oh shit, how'd we get here?"
Oi, this bloke again. Alright, let me at him.
You see a portal open, right? Let me take you. You guys are looking at this fortress carved into the side of the mountain. Top of the mountains are covered with snow, and the wind's especially brutal today. The snow ends just about the top of this massive set of iron doors that opens into this castle, right? This fortress, this bastion of war. Inside some of the windows and towers and turrets, you can see candlelight, and you see guards dressed up in the cultist garb heading back and forth across the battlements. Right? You see people coming in and out, being inspected as goods have come out, as this cultist group has kind of set themselves up as almost a trading station. Through this portal, you start to see a pillar of undead as they start to come marching out. You see dozens, you see hundreds of undead as they start to come out armed with good-looking weaponry. At this point in time, you see Ryth, the paladin, and his black adamantine armor come through. The known associate of any of Gravine's adventures. He's got a serious face, and you see him giving command to some of these undead as they start to set up. He's organizing the archers. He's organizing the ones with the spears and the shield carriers. At this moment, the portal starts to flicker with a benign power, and it starts to stretch, and it's pulled and ripped, and you see massive claws come reaching through the portal as a huge undead dragon pulls itself through the portal. And on the back of this undead dragon, you see Gravine mounted up, looking noble. As he comes through, Gravine's eyes are almost lit red with an eerie power. He hops off, and you see him gesture almost dismissively, and the archers let loose volleys and volleys of arrows. People on the battlements start to turn, and they start to try to fire back, but how do you expect an army to come through a portal and attack? And as the archers motion, they almost don't see the undead dragon as it gets up and it starts letting loose just massive ice damage across the battlements, killing the cultists, slaughtering the cultists in almost an uneven, unfair just massacre. And then the foot soldiers run up to the doors, securing the door positioning and open it up. They form a pathway, and you see calmly and with purpose, Ryth and Gravine walk through this pathway. As they get to the doors, Gravine reaches his hand, and a bright, almost neon green energy is extended as he slaps the door, and you see runes shoot up the side of the building. He reaches over and he touches the other door, and you see runes again shoot up on the side of the building. And then he kneels down on both knees, and you see him almost in prayer, it looks like, etching runes into the ground, and he's starting to set down ingredients and spells all around him as you see a circle of runes that lead to each door and up and encasing the entire fortress come to a circular spot under him. He's laying out various ingredients, some potions, some flasks, and he's starting lighting some candles. And at this moment, you see Ryth for the first time draw his sword, and it lights up with almost a holy light. He's wielding a Holy Avenger, one of the greatest swords a paladin can have. And what he does is he swiftly steps past Gravine and starts just slaughtering cultists as they come in to fight and push this guy off. Gravine is in deep concentration. So as Gravine is kneeled down in massive concentration, completely exposing himself to any enemies, Ryth is standing between him and is just massively slaughtering people. And bodies are starting to pile up, and blood is mixing with the fell energy. As the blood starts to swirl, and it slowly starts to swirl through the green lines encasing the entire fortress. At this moment, you see Gravine stand up, and he kind of looks around. Ryth this whole time is still fighting. He's killed 20, 30, 40 cultists, just making a pile of bodies at this door. And at this moment, you see Gravine reach out, and he grabs a large vial, right? It would probably be a half a gallon of a potion flask. So he pops the flask, and then he takes it, and you see him drink it back. And he just drinks for the next few seconds. He's just drinking this entire flask. One gulp. His hood falls back, his hair flying in the wind, and his red glow from his eyes dim and become first green and black, almost like a black light. And then he falls, crumples over, and he's in the fetal position, crying out for pain. The entire time, Ryth, 30, 40, 50 enemies, 55, 60. His sword no longer glows bright white as it starts to become covered with this blood from all of his enemies. The sword starts to turn black. And in this moment, a bright green flash just shatters out through everything. You guys lose sight of everything for a moment. As your eyes adjust, You see the towers now cracked and crumpled. There are no living entities anywhere at all. Instead, you see hordes of undead. You see all of the cultists that you could see before are now withered away, like their essence was drained. And in the place of Gravine, the little necro noodle, stands before you what only some of you could assume to be a lich. And instead of Rife the Paladin, you now see Rife the Death Knight. As the cultist fortress now lays waste, they stand up, they look at each other, you see them exchange a solemn nod, they turn around, and Gravine, with his now skeletal body as his flesh is withered, and he's a kind of a tight-skinned flesh arm, motions dismissively towards the portal. All of his forces go back, and then moments later, zombies from inside the temple the fortress start to go, as all of the former cultists have now been risen and are now under the control of the newly crowned Lich, the King of the Undead, Lord of Death, Gravine, and his servant Rife, the Death Knight. They head back into the portal. Nothing moves. The wind has stopped. Animals, non-existent. There is nothing alive, not for miles, within this castle.